While we are constantly reminded of the long and growing hours that people work in this country, rarely do we hear about how productively people are spending these hours. Research on this subject is sobering, to say the least. One study estimates that only 1 out of every 3 employees is loyal and productive. The remaining 2 out of 3 are partially or fully disengaged. The implications of this are enormous for employees, individual companies, and our economy. On average, over 70% of the costs to run a company go toward people costs, their wages, salaries, and benefits. In aggregate terms, this amounts to more than $6 trillion annually in people expenses. If only a minority of employees are performing at their potential, this can create a major negative drag on a company's success and profitability. On the other hand, companies that are better at finding and creating a better motivated workforce gain a tremendous competitive advantage. The explanations for the poor performing state of most companies' workforce can be many, but some of the more important include the following. Companies do a poor job of identifying and attracting the right type of employees for the right kinds of jobs. Companies do a poor job of measuring the performance of employees once they're hired. Companies do a poor job of recognizing and compensating employees based on their performance and the value they add to the company. At the root of these problems is the fact that most companies lack the systems, processes, and even awareness to effectively address them. And given the size and complexity of many organizations today, ad hoc or manual processes are simply not up to the task. However, there is hope. Many companies have put in place systems designed specifically to address these problems. For example, state-of-the-art recruiting systems exist which allow companies to much more easily identify individuals that best fit a job opening based on their skills and competencies. Performance management systems exist which allow a company to easily measure and communicate employee performance based on nearly any performance measure. Compensation management and other incentives and recognition systems exist which allow companies to adjust compensation based on how well employees perform and provide other types of non-cash incentives and compensation. And finally, employee development systems exist which allow companies to easily make available training and learning activities to improve employee skills and support career development. The leading firm in delivering on-demand human capital management solutions is Workstream, and they have more than 400 customers who have implemented one or more of these solutions. Their customers include Dell Computer, Wells Fargo, Motorola, the American Red Cross, and Liberty Mutual. In as little as a month, companies can have certain of these systems up, running and taking them down the path to a higher performing workforce. You can learn more at www.workstreaminc.com.